Go, go. All right. I believe it says you are live. Hello, everyone. Welcome to This is Fit with Leigh. I'm Leigh, and today we have a special guest.
Yes, hello. I am Ren.
All right. So, Ren is an expat influencer here in Korea, and she's mom to a amazing child star. And so today I wanted to talk with Ren about her life and her goals and kind of how she's pursuing fitness right now. So here we go. So everyone, my Insta is this is fit underscore Leigh. And Ren is at Renderella, like Cinderella. And if you want to check out Ren's YouTube, it's Musical Soul, and it's written in English and in Korean. So let's see. And we got a comment already. Hello, good to see you. Thank you for coming. All right, so everyone, here we go with Ren from Musical Soul. Can you do a quick self intro? Can you tell us who you are?
Yes, as I said, I am Ren. I am 34 years old. My daughter is, how old is she? 7. Because of Korean age, it goes out of my brain. So she's 7 and she's in
For
first grade here in Korea.
for any friends not living in Korea, we have a special thing in Korea where Korean age is very different from your age in most other countries. In Korea, you are either 1 or 2 years older than your age anywhere else in the world. So we get confused.
Mhm. Very often.
Okay, so that's your age and that's Lily's age. And what are some other things that everyone needs to know about you?
I sing, I do entertainment, I'm a freelancer,
There we
but
go.
I mostly teach English.
Okay, okay. So Ren is multi-talented and definitely doing a lot of singing and dancing and performing when she can. I hope you'll get to do more. I want to see you. So Evan says hello to both Lee and Ren. Hello. Good to see you, everyone. All right, so that is our self intro from Ren. And since you are, like me, an American living in Korea, could you talk a little bit about how you first came to Korea? I'm interested to know your coming here story.
Well, the truth is, Korea was not on my radar.
Really? Really? Okay, okay.
Yes. My original plan was to go to teach English in Japan because I
Oh,
grew up watching anime and reading manga. So I loved Japanese everything at that time. And I happened to stumble across a Korean drama, and
mm-mm.
it was Boys Over Flowers. And I said, this is not Japanese. What is this language? And so I looked at it. I was like, oh, this is Korean. Well, it sounds nice. So, I was like, oh, wait, I think I know some Koreans at the university. So I asked them about the drama. They said, oh, yeah, it's very popular. And that helped me, kind of get in with them. So I started becoming very close to them and helping them with English. And by the time they were done with their 2 years, they said, hey, Ren, you need to come to Korea. We want to hang out with you. We want to show you Seoul. We want to drink soju with you. So I said, okay, I don't know how to get there, but I will figure it out, I guess.
That's a great. I know there's more to it, but that's a great start to the story because I think there's a lot of things that resonate with things friends have said. Oh, Pallavi, hi. Pallavi is one of our friends from India,
Okay.
and there we go. And so our her story, Ren's story about how she first came to Korea. The some things that struck me about what you said were that you were interested in Japan first. You got introduced to the K drama Boys Over Flowers, and that you met Korean friends and developed close relationships. And you would be shocked how many people I have heard. Westerners who came to Korea who were originally interested in Japanese culture, and it kind of morphed over. And my best friend came to Korea because of Boys Over Flowers originally.
Oh my
And
goodness.
yes, and most of the people I know had made at least one Korean friend. And I have a theory that it's necessary. If you want to come to this country, you kind of need to have met somebody. So it sounds like you had like some really great connections right off.
I did. And I still connected with them. I love them. They're great people.
The so are some of them you still manage to keep connections with some of them.
Yes, but most of them live in Changwon. So
And
quite far.
for those of you who don't know, Changwon is in the south of Korea, like south, south, south far. Let's see. So we had a question here. How many Japanese and Korean friends do you have, Ren? Do you
Oh,
know?
that is
Can you
a tough.
count them?
I actually teach mostly Japanese students online, so I can't think of how many Japanese friends I have since my brain kind of confuses students and friends. But my Korean friends, I have a lot because I've been in Korea almost 9 years. So I have an abundance of Korean friends.
And for me also, sometimes people who don't know me well will ask me, "Oh, do you have Korean friends?" I'm like, I have also lived here same time as you, Ren, about 9 years. Most of my friends are Korean to the point where I can't count them. I can say roughly 80% of my friends are Korean.
Right, right,
But I liked what you said that your Japanese students felt like friends because
yes.
there is some overlap, students and friends. Um, so that is wonderful. So a little bit more fitness talk. What is your fitness background? Like, were you active as a kid? Did you do college sports? What's your history there?
Well, I was a track and field star. I will just
Really?
throw that out there. Yes, actually, I was. And I almost went to the Junior Olympics. Um,
Oh,
but yeah, I actually quit track in high school due to medical issues. I
oh,
also played volleyball, but I was able to keep playing volleyball, thankfully, because it wasn't as intense. Um,
mm-mm.
and then due to kidney issues, I ended up sticking to figure skating. I took up figure skating and did that, and it shows. So
It's like a more accurate question would be, what haven't you done? That's amazing. I mean, track and then volleyball and then figure skating. So it sounds like you were not only always active and always moving, but always pursuing something competitive, something that you could actually kind of perform in or be in a team or kind of show your stuff.
yeah,
So,
I prefer the team. I didn't really like the one-on-one competition aspect. So I never did the competitions for figure skating because it was more individualized. So I said, oh,
yes.
I don't really want to do that. Let me just do group shows. That's all I need. I enjoy it, but I don't want to, I mean, yes, I like winning, but I don't want to
Yes.
feel like I'm the only one who beat someone. I need other people too. Like we beat them. Okay, you're not mad
Exactly.
at me, you're mad at everyone.
Right, the sense of community and being in a group helps raise all of our joys, and it helps kind of lessen or dampen any like aggression or any negative feelings. So we had a question from Pallavi. Ren, is it easy to make Korean friends? What do you think?
I would say actually in Korea, it is easier in a sense to make Korean
Mm,
friends because they're going to be here long term rather than
mm,
foreign friends who leave often.
yes.
So
Um,
it's definitely a challenge. I've met so many wonderful foreigners, other foreigners here, but they are usually leaving within like a month. So I'm like, oh, can't keep doing.
that That's the interesting thing about being an expat. So expat is, you're not living in your original country. And
Mhm.
for us here, this one exciting thing for me about talking with Ren is we've been in the country the same amount of time. And most of our foreign friends, other Americans, stay a year, maybe two. If you're lucky, 3 or 4, and then they go somewhere else. So it is easy to make Korean friends and probably easier than anything else. Let's see. And let's see. And we had I never left my country, but I made foreign friends on YouTube. So a lot of people are connecting on the internet, especially in the last 3 years. So let's see. Oh, and we had a question. What was your favorite subject in high school? Was it
Oh,
theater or show choir?
How did you know? Show, I was actually in show choir. So I loved show
I
choir.
saw it on Facebook.
Ah, okay, you're a spy.
I am. I am.
Yes,
I,
yeah, I love show choir, but English actually was my favorite subject. I love writing papers. I love,
yes.
learning about, all the grammar, and I was really good at it. So, that was my favorite.
I'm so glad. Oh, we got a hello from Layla, one of my friends from Saudi Arabia. Hello, dear. I'm glad you're here. We are we are here with Ren, and our topic today is the fitness life of a busy single mom in Seoul. Because Ren is expat like me. She's living here. She's an influencer, and you can see her YouTube channel at Musical Soul, and you can check out her Instagram at Renderella. And I wanted to ask you about your name. So, for some of our friends who English is not their first language, can you tell them, is Ren a common female name in English?
No.
No, it's not. It's usually short for something. Can you
It
can you
is
tell
short
it?
for
Can you
something.
tell us? And
Uh,
I think you mentioned it's usually short for Catherine, but in
yes.
your case, your name isn't Catherine, right? What is it?
No, it is Karen. So,
Karen.
yes, it's actually really funny because my father named me Karen after his sister, but my
Oh,
mother wanted me to be Stacy, which is my middle name. So I always felt like, when they told me that, I said, "Oh, I don't really like going by either name because it's kind of rivalry between my parents." So my mom really wanted Stacy, but in college, I sang everywhere I went. So they started saying Rinderella, 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 and I was like, okay, cool, I like it.
okay.
And then it got
Wow.
shortened to Ren because they said we can't keep calling you Rinderella; it's too long. They're like Ren, Ren, Ren. I was like, okay, I like it.
It works. Oh, and Layla says I was late because I was busy. No worries. We're glad that you're here. And
Yes,
Layla says, "Hi, Ren. Hope you're doing well."
yes,
She she is. She's been busy today as usual, but doing very well. So Ren, I love knowing that about you, that you were very much into fitness, into activities, and into singing, just everything. So super active in the past and team sports and everything. So what are your current fitness goals? Can you tell me?
yes. My current goals are, well, to just be healthier, really. I don't like putting numbers exactly, but
Yes.
I do have a number that I want to be at. But I just want to lose weight each month. That's pretty much my fitness goal. Lose weight each
Oh,
month. And as long as it's something, I'm happy.
I think that sounds marvelous because people can get too stuck on a number in their head, and often it's almost arbitrary. They think, oh, people who are healthy would weigh this, and not completely taking into account their own genetics and their own body
Mhm.
type. But it sounds like you've got like like an absolutely great outlook on that. Just decrease a little every month and bring it down slowly. I just I love that. I love your outlook on that. So everyone, get us your questions in the chat. Questions for Ren. Let's see. The question is, are you American, Ren? If so, what state are you from?
Yes, I'm American. I'm from Texas. Yes, Texas.
My
So,
family is in Texas.
oh,
Wow.
yes, I'm
But
from
everyone,
South Korea.
Texas is very large. We live in South Korea now, and the state we're from, Texas, well, the state Ren is from, the state my family lives in, is 5 times larger than Korea. It's very, very big. Let's see. And Layla mentioned, oh, wow, Ren is short for Catherine. I didn't know about it before. Layla, in English, there are so many names that are shorter forms of other things. Like Will or Bill is short for William. It
Mhm.
just, so many. Um, let's see. Does Ren care about fitness as well as you? She does. She does. And because I am a Facebook spy, I have seen her exercise on Facebook a little bit. Oh, another great question. What is your favorite food? I love pasta. Do you have a favorite food, Ren?
Uh, my favorite food is different in America and Korea, but
Oh,
my
oh,
favorite food in America is my mom's lasagna. And my favorite food
oh.
here is samgyeopsal. It depends because I really love
Okay.
samgyeopsal, but I really also love dosa bibimbap. I can eat both of
Mm-mm.
those any day, all day. One is way healthier than the other.
So, for anyone who doesn't know, can you explain what kind of food lasagna is? What is that? Lasagna is a
Lasagna for Pallavi actually would be close to pasta. So
yes.
you would probably really love it, Pallavi, if you haven't had lasagna.
It's
It
like it's
is,
like a
ooh,
noodle sandwich. It's like
noodles.
noodles
Oh,
and
I love
meat.
that. Noodles sandwich. Yes.
And so you are from the same state. Well, it's interesting because Americans will often move around a lot in America. So Ren is from Texas. I am from Alabama, but my family has lived in Texas a very long time. And you might think it's not important to say, but sometimes in America, if you say you're from a state other than the one you were born in, people think you're trying to be fancy or special or forget where you come from. So I
Oops.
always have, oh, you always
Oops.
say,
Maybe I'm being fancy. I'm
sorry.
actually not born in Texas.
Okay. Don't worry. Don't worry. So, one of the big questions for you that I'm really curious about is what are the main challenges of parenting an amazing, fantastic child and pursuing your fitness goals at the same time?
Well, for this lovely child who is still awake, and I can hear her, the biggest challenge I think is getting in workout time because
Mm-mm-mm.
I work out at home, and a lot
Right.
of times she will come into the space and interrupt me. Or she wants to use my computer and play video games, and I'm like, I really need to work out now. So we had the that issue the other day, and she's like, but I want another hour. I'm like, I can't give you another hour because my body may not hold up another hour. I need to rest after this workout. So yeah, but
Oh,
sometimes she works out with me, which when that happens, that's magic.
I could only imagine because everyone I've had the pleasure of meeting Ren's daughter Lily on one occasion, and it's she was just so full of life and bubbly, and yet I know when you have a goal in mind and also a child, it's very hard to get closer to that goal while
Mhm.
taking care of your small person. So just props to you for continuing to work on it and to
Yes,
make space for her.
yeah, and I think the other big challenge is the food side because if I want to be really, really healthy and eat salads for, like a week, I can't really do it because I can't do salads and also give her her pizza or spaghetti because she will no. Why are you eating this, mom? Why are you doing this to me? I don't want salad. Just like, come on, child, work with me.
That's right. So Pallavi said she would love to try that, and it's good. You should try lasagna. And one of the other things Ren mentioned was dorso bibimbap. It's like this really it's in a hot stone bowl. It's this rice dish, rice and veggies, and it's so healthy and so good. And so we had another question here. Could you please tell me how long have you met and known each other and how? So this is great. This is actually a very new friendship for us, but we have been aware of each other for a long time because I do some modeling and acting in South Korea, and Ren is in like the entertainment and singing and acting and the child modeling space. So we were in a lot of the same group chats and Facebook groups and things. And I kind of knew who she was. And what was it, Ren? How did we? Oh, I know what it was. I
Yeah.
moved cities. I moved to the city in Korea that Ren used to live in. And so when I started asking questions in the group, we began talking to each other. And we met in person last week.
Yeah, last
This
week.
was
Yeah.
last week.
Just last week. Goodness.
But I felt there's a term in English that I really like. It's called kindred spirits. Kindred means family. And so when I first really started talking to Ren in person, I thought, she's exactly what I imagined. She's really bright and bubbly and fun. And I just want to get to know her better. So it's a very new friendship, but I wanted to talk to her more right away. Let's see. So our friend said you both have great hobbies. We try. We try to stay busy. We try to stay active. It's good. And similar hobbies as well. Oh, and everyone, you can join my WhatsApp group for fitness support. It's in the comments section. If you are trying to get a little bit healthier, drink more water, be more active, lose weight, gain muscle, whatever, you can get support from me and our other friends in my WhatsApp group. So please join us. So moving on to our next exercise. Our next question. All right, ladies, exercise. Ren, what is your favorite exercise right now?
Well, it's in the program I'm doing, which is called T25. And the program exercise I like the most is Speed 1.0. It's very fast, upbeat. It makes you want to work out. So I really enjoy it. It's hard, it's tough, and it burns, but it's enjoyable. It's an enjoyable workout.
So where did you find your program? Is it from an app, or is it from an online, like a website, or
Yes.
what? Okay, it's a website.
Yeah, it's a
And
website. I mean, they have their application to iPad, phone, Apple TV, all the things. So yeah, and they actually just merged with another company. They also do the Peloton, or not Peloton. They have their own like bicycle as well for working out. So
oh,
they have a
ooh,
lot of things. And since they merged, they have even more workout videos now. So it's really nice. So
that
many great
sounds
programs.
that sounds marvelous. The and something with variety. A lot of us don't like doing the same thing. So I'm
Right.
glad you got something with some variety to it. So we had a comment here from Leila. You kind of known each other for a long time, but just met each other in person. I hope you stay with each other. Let's make this happen, Ren.
Yeah.
Well, it is very unique that we've both been in the country so long. So
That
there
is
is
true.
that. There is that. I haven't been on WhatsApp, been always been active on YouTube. Thank you for supporting me here. Oh, so got a question from Pallavi. I want to do some fitness exercises, but I'm very lazy. Does walking only count as enough exercise for a lazy person? Ren, what's your take on that? What do you think for walking?
Oh yes, walking works at least 30 minutes a day. It is a
Ooh,
great exercise. It's still
um,
exercise.
no, absolutely. Any movement is so good for you, and especially if you can get something like a little step counter. Then if you can get in somewhere between 6,000, 10,000 steps a day, even less, even just a little bit, it'll be so helpful for you. Let's see. The question was, can Ren see the live chat? Ren, can you only see the questions if I pull them up? Is that
Right.
because
Mhm. I mean, I
I
could probably pull it up on my phone. I could
I
probably pull it up.
I'm using that's right. She could see it on YouTube on her phone, but the software we are currently using lets me see the comments and pull up some now and again when it's a good time to discuss things. So we had just said, what's your favorite exercise right now? So Ren's on a program with a lot of variety. And next question is, what's your least favorite exercise right now?
I have three that I really have disliked almost my whole life. And
You have three least favorite
yes,
exercises.
burpees. I'm not a fan of burpees. I
Mm,
do well. I mean, if I have to do the jumping ones, I'm not a fan of
mm.
those. I do not like jump lunges. No, no, thank you. And and
No.
also, oh, I can't even think of the other one now. I guess those two are the biggest ones for me because I can't think of the other.
So I don't know if everyone knows what burpees are, and that's a terrible name, isn't it? Just sounds so rude. But burpees involve you're sort of in a push-up position, and then you kind of stand up and jump into the air. So jumping burpees are they're very jerky, they're a little bit painful, and it's just exhausting. And same thing with jumping lunges. Like it's tiring, but also it hurts. So I think anything that kind of just messes with your joints. So I concur. I concur with you about that. Let's see. Plavi said, Leigh, I'm glad I joined you today. I'm extremely happy. You two are so kind. Aw, aw, that's sweet. And we had a question. Could you please tell us what was the main reason you left the USA? So you mentioned a little bit earlier some good reasons for coming to Korea, but leaving the USA is a slightly different idea. So do you
Hmm.
have any commentary on that?
Uh, I mean, I just really came thanks to my friends and just the plan because I wanted to see another country. I think I've always just had itchy feet to
Mm-mm.
travel, and I went to several different states and saw them, and I said, everything seems so similar. I need a change. I want a change. So, that's why.
Oh, that's marvelous because I like that phrase, itchy feet. For anyone who's not a native English speaker, itchy feet means you keep moving, like you've got to travel, you've got to live different places. And so I think Ren has always had that adventurous spirit and has always wanted to be kind of where the action was. Let's see. So I like that. We went through what's your favorite exercise, and then we went on to what's your least favorite exercise right now. And a really fun question might take a little thought. Who is your fitness role model or your body goals person? So body goals is someone we would ideally want to make our body look like, but
Mhm.
it's like hard. So do you have
Yes.
anybody in mind?
I do, and this person has been my fitness role model for a long time. But there is someone else that I would love to strive to be.
Okay.
So the first one is Tyra Banks. Um,
Oh,
since I also did modeling in middle school for Sears. So I said, oh my goodness, I would love to, have this body type. She has abs that show, she has nice toned legs and thighs. And I said, wow, she's gorgeous. So I've always looked to her body. Now, there is a Korean fitness, I guess she's an instructor. I think, do you know Megan Bowen?
oh yeah. Or is it Megan Moon now?
Well,
Her
Megan
married
Moon now,
name?
yes.
Yes, yes. I
Yes,
do.
so
I
I
do.
believe she worked with her. It might have been her
Okay. Okay.
coach, and she had a baby, and then she bounced back, and she's like back into the fitness um, shows and everything, so competition. And I'm just so amazed and blown away by her and her body. And I said, wow, if she can do that after a baby, okay, I have no excuses now. Let's go.
And I love that about someone who's truly inspirational. It's not just like a gorgeous photoshopped picture on Instagram, but someone you see them out there, you see them working, and you know it was not easy. So it sounds like that she is that person for you too. So we had a question coming up here from Evan. How would you compare PE classes in schools in Korea versus PE classes in the US? I don't think my classes help build any foundational understanding of nutrition and fitness. So Ren, can you speak to that a little?
That's very interesting because PE, I loved PE in the US. I
Mm-mm.
had a lot of fun in my PE classes. And I did learn about nutrition as well. Maybe not exactly in the PE classes,
Mm-mm-mm.
but in other classes that we had. I know that in Korea, I didn't really get to see their PE classes since I was in an English building. They were in
Right.
the main building, but I did see them playing during their PE time. However, I know they got to choose some activities they did. So whether it was taekwondo, golf, my school was kind of prestigious, so
I
golf.
was about to say, if they were offering golf for the children,
Yes,
what?
badminton, all of that, and soccer. So, yeah, I think it's very different from US.
And I would say that maybe not just PE, but I feel like overall in the US, there's such a strong sense of sport because,
Mhm.
especially if your kid is good at any sport, baseball, softball, football, golf, anything, they can get a scholarship. So I
Yes,
think parents in Korea push their student to study, 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 sit in a chair and study more often.
right.
And in America, there's a lot of, oh, hey, pick up a baseball glove, pick up a ball, get into college that way. So a bit of a difference in consciousness.
Right.
Uh, question. I heard people who do exercise don't eat much oily food and fast food. What do you think?
I'm actually a person who I don't really believe in dieting. I am
Oh,
one
okay.
who I believe in eating less of what you love because I think that you should enjoy what you're doing at all times. And if I'm working towards my goal and wanting to lose weight and wanting to be in shape, I want to enjoy that time and not feel miserable and say, "Oh my gosh, I have to eat this. Oh my gosh, I have to eat healthier. Oh my gosh, why am I doing this?" But I think, "Oh, I'm going to eat this, but I'm not going to eat as much." And I'm going to eat a smaller portion of this and then have more tomorrow to eat because, I'm not going to overdo it. I'm not going to overindulge in it.
Oh, I love that because I feel like that can be very, very wise. For me, I oftentimes for because I am dieting for competitions, for evening
Right.
gown, and next year for bikini, like just so I do have to change what I eat somewhat, but I still have a little chocolate every day. I think so Pallavi, I think that Ren is right here that you do. You do have to have some of what you love. So, um, a lot of oily food or a lot of fast food is, of course, going to have some negative effects, but a little bit's going to help you. Oh, so we also had a question. What is PE classes? Ren, what are PE classes? What does PE
P-
stand for?
PE stands for physical education.
That's right, physical education. And in Korean, that's 체육, which I think it's literally the same thing. It's like che is like body, and yuk is from gyoyuk, so it's literally physical education. So a slightly different question for you, Ren. What is the best advice you've ever gotten? Could be fitness advice, could be parenting advice, just life, business, anything. What do you
Uh,
think?
the best advice was that everyone, my dad always said this, he said, everyone that is friendly is not your friend.
Oh, oh,
Yeah,
that's good.
it is.
That's
It is great
good.
advice. And I hear it all the time in my head when I meet new people. And it's like, okay, they're so nice. And then you don't know anything about them. You don't really know them, but you're like, oh, this is
Right.
my friend. And then they do something and they say, oh, isn't that your friend? And you're like, no, that's not my friend.
And all people, I believe, or most people, are socialized to behave within certain boundaries. We
Mhm.
are trained to smile and to be polite and kind of engaging. And so almost everyone that doesn't have huge problems can act that way. But I
Right,
like what your dad said. It seems like a wise man to point out the difference between presentation and the underlying character of the person.
right.
Oh, that's good. That's a man from Texas. That's some Texas man advice right there. Um, what advice should people ignore? What's a piece of advice you've heard often and you think is just trash? Like we should not listen to that one.
I think any advice that was not asked for by should be ignored unless the person is in your close circle of friends.
There you go. Someone who has earned the right to speak into your life, someone who's been there a long time
Mhm.
and has your best interest at heart.
Exactly.
And do you feel like you get more unsolicited advice in Korea, or is it
Oh,
about the
yes.
same?
No, way more unsolicited advice here.
It's everyone. It's a cultural thing, you know. I feel like in America, if someone is close to you, like your grandmother might tell you, "Oh, you should wear more makeup," or "You look tired," or "You look sick." But in Korea, it's not just people who are close to you. Everyone kind of feels like they can say that. "Oh, you look tired."
Yes, I
So
was
so
at my
advice.
mm, at my first job, I was told, "You don't look good in jeans. Don't wear them anymore. You should stick to skirts. You look so much better." Yeah. So
And
actually I
so
proceeded to not wear jeans anymore until I lost weight. I'm not kidding. Because I was like, okay, I'm just going to show them that I'm going to lose this weight. And then I'm going to wear all the jeans I want.
oh my gosh, Ren, I'm so sorry you experienced that. But it is true in from my experience in Korea, there is more unsolicited advice, unasked for advice from people in general. And you don't have to get sad about it. You just have to know folks are going to say what they think. They will just tell you what they think.
Mhm.
You
And
don't
there's the
have to.
saying, don't get sad, get even. Don't get mad, get even. And so they were very set on fitness and losing weight, and they were trying all these different pills. So I said, you know what? I'm just going to lose weight before them. And I
There you
did.
go. There you go. So we had a question here. Traveling to many different countries and trying a variety of different things are one of the best ways to increase our knowledge if you can do it. Would you agree with that, Ren? That traveling is increasing our wisdom and knowledge?
I think so, yes, because you learn so much about different people and you learn so much about the world. And I've met people from countries I never heard of here in Korea. So even coming here, I learned just so much about the world. So yes, I agree.
It's if you can, yes, if you can, Layla, if you can, everybody, please get out and see more of the world. It is incredibly helpful. Let's see. Oh, and we had another one. I don't know, but when I eat chocolate, I feel happier. That's science, though, Layla. That's
Mhm.
science. Like, Ren, do you have a favorite chocolate? Do you have like a go-to chocolate that's your kind?
My favorite one is the Hershey's milk chocolate with almonds.
Okay, okay, just straightforward Hershey's.
Yes, but it
Oh,
has to be with
that
almonds.
no, we gotta get some. Oh,
Yeah,
and we got
Twix were my favorite,
got one friend currently having dinner.
but
Okay, so the best advice you ever got was not everyone who is friendly is your friend. Worst or advice that people should ignore is any advice that was not asked for. It has nothing to do with you. They just decided to offer that. You don't have to accept it. And another interesting question that I would love to get the answer to this one. What is the book or books that you've given most as a gift and why? Have you ever given books to other people as a gift and what do you choose to give?
I don't usually gift books, but I do recommend books to people.
Okay. What do you recommend?
I still love the book The Giver. I think it's such
Oh,
a good book,
oh.
and I think that I tell people that you should look at that book and then come up with your ending, because I feel like a lot of people in life feel like they're kind of trapped in this world that they don't
Mm-mm,
control. So how would
mm-mm.
you want that story to end for the main character? So I think that's great. And then I have to grab it because I don't remember what it's called. And let's hope I don't knock things over.
So you have
Oh,
it with you.
oh, oh, oh. If I don't knock over all my stuff. Oh, laundry rack. I meant to get it out. Actually, isn't it here? No, it's not. It's called, I believe it's called The Great Conversation.
Okay.
It's actually a book on courtship. So it is a book that I think it's great to read. It is more religion based, but I still think that even if you're not religious, Christian,
Yes. Mm.
anything, that it is a great book for you to read because it it helps you to know what you should be looking for in a relationship. So I think that's very important, especially these days with the way people act. Ooh. Uh,
Yes.
yeah, that book is yes, very great read.
And
Very,
it's the Great Conversation, something like that.
I want to say that's what it's called. I thought it was in my purse, but I have C.S. Lewis, The Great Divorce, in my purse, which is
The
also a great book.
C.S. Lewis is my favorite author. His children's books, I recommend The Chronicles of Narnia. And,
Oh,
Ren and I both happen to be Christian, but I feel like there's so many books that even if you don't have any real spiritual leanings, it's all asking good questions. It's all taking us deeper and helping us learn a little more about the world. So I like that you mentioned The Giver, and I would recommend The Giver to learners of English as well. I think it's very readable, it's very accessible. It's a kind of a book for teenagers originally, but adults can enjoy it as well.
mhm.
Oh, let's see. I've read The Giver. It was amazing. I think The Giver was inspiring. I really enjoyed reading it. Oh, I like that. And I think because it's kind of a dark book. It's a little bit
Mhm.
sad or a little bit gloomy. So let's see. Let's see. Let's see. We said here, I love reading books. I'm glad that you are a reader too. Let's see, Plum said, I always think when I eat fast food or too much food, I'll become fat. And maybe a lot of people think the same about this. What do you think, Grant? Is that pretty common? Most people tend to think that way.
I think most people do think that way,
Mm-mm.
but hello, remember I have the child and yeah, I end up at McDonald's more than I would like to admit.
That's right. It's moderation, picking the right things. So we had
Right.
just gone over what's the book or books you've given the most as a gift, and Ren said that The Giver was one that she has recommended so much, and she recommends that you come up with your own ending for it. And here's an intriguing question. How has a failure or an apparent failure, it looked like a failure, but maybe it wasn't, how has it set you up for a later success?
Well,
That's a big.
yes, prior to coming to Korea, I was actually in Florida doing a degree before my school that I came over with. Yes, and I was in a relationship for 5 years. And
Oh,
so that person was put me down a lot, actually. I was a music major and I changed my major to musical theater. My plan was to go to the University of Central Florida because that's where they had a great musical theater program. However, yeah, this person just kept telling me, you can't sing. Why are you trying? And I just said, what am I doing with my life at this point? I'll just go back to Texas and, do just theater again. So I went back to Texas and I couldn't. Oh, I mean, I was going to do music again. So I couldn't do music because it would have been another 4 years. And I said, no way, I already have a 2 year degree. So I did theater. So I did 2 year music degree, 2 year theater degree. So musical theater together. Uh, so it still worked out,
so
even
that
though yeah, I thought it wouldn't, but it's come in handy here in Korea. I've been in a short film. I've sung at the Daemunhwa Tamunhwa Center, and
mm-mm.
I've performed busking on the street, which I didn't expect. So I feel like those experiences and those different colleges really helped me.
So that is wonderful. And that's something I think many people, it could be helpful to remember is that, especially something about our education or our jobs. If
Mhm.
we get fired or don't get hired, or if we have to switch education, majors or something, it feels so shocking and it feels like it throws our whole life off. And yet, you wait a few years down the road and things work out in ways you wouldn't expect.
Will do.
So that's a good way to look at that. So what is an unusual habit that you have or a ridiculous thing that you absolutely love?
Well, the unusual habit is where I got the nickname Rinderella, is I usually break out into song
Okay.
wherever I am. If I just get some melody in my head, I'm singing. On the bus today, I accidentally just started singing out loud. It was like everyone turned around. I was like, oh, oh, don't do that. So,
The
yeah.
okay, so singing constantly, I'm with you on that one. That is me as well. I was originally a theater major. So
Oh,
yeah, another I know. This was
we're the
kindred spirits.
connections.
We are the same. We are the same. Ren, Leigh, they both have one syllable. Okay. So that's the habit. Is there anything else that's like a surprising thing that you love this thing? Like pickles with chocolate.
Oh, come on. Oh, you're gonna go to the weird food thing. I love hot Cheetos in yogurt.
Oh.
Hot Cheetos dipped
Oh.
in yogurt, and it is so delicious.
That
And
would work though. That would work though,
mhm,
because you got your spicy and then you're kind of like that yogurt thing and then
mhm,
creamy and crunchy.
it is really good.
I can
I
I
love
can see
it.
that. I can see that actually. That would work. And I think we have some questions to go here. Oh, we had a comment here. Hello, good to see you, dear. So we had something here. Question was, do you go to the gym on a regular basis, and do you have a personal trainer?
I do not go to a gym or have a personal trainer. My house is my gym. I have weights actually here on my floor. I have my yoga mat on this side. I have a scale. And then once a month, I go to a town or two over to Yoido to the Times Square Plaza and do an in-body check there because it's free. So
Oh,
at the like medical center there. So I do that so I can check to see how my progress is going.
the and I think many people are interested in that, in home training, in
Mhm.
you know doing what they can in their homes. So Pallavi, it's absolutely possible to pursue fitness just with what you have at home. I personally happen to go to the gym a lot. I am a gym rat. That's my thing. But not everybody is. Everyone's got different paths to their fitness goals. Wow, you're a singer. I'd love to listen to your songs. Ren, do you ever create songs? Do you write at all?
Yes, actually, I would say I'm more of a lyricist because I write a lot, but I don't play guitar well or piano well, even though I have a keyboard and my guitar, but I don't play them well. So yeah, I just sing. If you want to hear me sing, there are some songs on my
Do you have some on your YouTube channel? So everyone, again, Ren's YouTube is Musical Soul, and this is how you can spell it in Korean language in Hangul. And if you want to check out Ren's Insta, it's Renderella, like Cinderella '06.
channel.
Can I ask the '06? Is that?
That's the year I graduated high school.
Oh, how sweet. How sweet. Okay. Because so many friends have numbers in like their Insta tag, and I'm always curious, like, what are the numbers? And it usually ends up being like their birth month or something.
Oh
So
no,
I didn't know if that stood for June.
no,
So
close,
we
close.
we had we had gone over how has a failure set you up for later success, and there were some things about Ren's education that went back and forth, but it's all added to the person she is and helped her in what she's doing now, what she loves. And one of her unusual habits is singing everywhere she goes. And the next thing is, what's the biggest lesson you've learned this year?
Oh.
2022, year of the tiger, third year of the pandemic. What have you learned?
So I've really learned that not everyone changes for better after death. I know that sounds so sad and intense, but there was a lot of death, sadly, because of Corona. And my father, as well, passed away last year due to COVID pneumonia. And I really expected some family members to, kind of heed what my father said to them and change their ways, but they didn't. And they're still living the same way and causing themselves to suffer by doing so. And, for me, death is such a big thing. And I said, I don't want to do things that I knew upset my father or, things that we had talked about that I was going to change. I said, no, I need to make them happen now because, I don't have anyone telling me to do, that I should change these things anymore. And my father was great at giving very insightful advice. And, he really, understood that, hey, you have this going on. You're not talking about it, but I know. So you should take care of it and change. So,
Oh,
yeah.
so that is, and I'm sorry for your loss, dear. That's got to be a lot to process still, even as months go by. I know that's got to take some time. But
Yes.
that was a good point that when we lose someone very close to us, it should have the effect of making us examine our lives and think about what we've learned from them and how they would want us to live, or how we can take their wisdom and bring it into our daily lives even though they're not walking with us anymore. So I like your take on that. And wow. So that was kind of a negative one, but even negative realizations help us walk forward into the future. We have to know these things.
Mhm.
If there's a wild animal in the forest, I want to know it's there so I can
Right.
avoid it. So even knowing some negative things is helpful. And for 2022, it's still not finished, but what do you wish you had done more of this year so far?
I wish I had climbed more mountains. I
Like
finally,
literally?
yes, I went after several years. I haven't been on a mountain since maybe 2014. And because of the Global Soulmate program, I had to do a hiking thing. Well, I didn't have to hike the mountain, but we had to, you know, do the clothing. So I said, you know what? Let me just go on the mountain. Why not? And so I did, and I loved it, and my daughter loved it. And when we got to the top of, well, we didn't go to the top of Bukhansan, but we went to
Mm.
the lower peak, and it was wonderful. And the hike up, we met so many people going up. They were hilarious, little Howdaboodies, they were just cracking up at us. They were like, are you going to be okay coming up this mountain? I said, I'm going to make it. And then when we got to the halfway point, um, I was like, oh, how much further? The guy said, oh, about an hour and a half. I said, no, 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 I can't do that. He said, oh, it's okay. It's okay. There is there. You can go to that one. Just 0.2 kilometers. And I said, oh, 0.2 kilometers, not bad. And then I started going up and I said, why did I do this? But once I made it to the top, I said, yes, this is worth it. It's worth it.
So everyone in Korea, it's Korea is almost 70% mountains. So we have a lot of great hiking here. And we all really should do more of it. So we had a few comments. Some people said their condolences, that they were sorry for your loss. So thank you everyone for your kind wishes. And we had a mention of hiking. I've never been to a mountain, but I wish to at least hike from bottom to top. It's like Ren said, it's rewarding. This is something you gotta do more of, and you meet interesting people on the mountains as well. So
Mhm.
that's what you wish you'd done more of this year, is more hiking. What do you wish you'd done less of?
I wish I gave less time to other people. Because I am a giver, and I also enjoy helping others. And so I
Yes.
gave a lot of my time to others when I needed that time for myself or my daughter. And, I tell, everyone says, "Oh, you're always busy." Yeah, because I don't want to say no to people. I want to help everyone. And, it's been that realization, like, you can't help everyone. That you can't run yourself dry to
Mm-mm.
keep others afloat. So yeah,
Precisely the idea that you can only draw water from your own well, if
exactly.
and you have to keep yourself full. So that's a good one. That being generous with your time and your resources, it's not always helpful. We all have to create very strong boundaries to protect our own energy and to protect our families. So
Right.
I've got a lot to learn from you. All right, so everyone, we're going to conclude in the next few minutes. Please get in your last questions here for Ren. Last questions for our lovely Ren. And where my closing question would be, can you finish the sentence? For me, fitness means.
Fitness means a lifeline. So fitness is there for me when I'm frustrated, when I'm angry, when I need to cry, when I get tired of people. It's something. There's just something about working your muscles hard and just makes
Mm,
you feel better. You would think that. Oh, I don't want to work out because I'm already frustrated with today. I had a bad day at work, or someone's, just driving me nuts. But you start sweating and you forget everything else. You're like, my body hurts right now, but I'm gonna lift these weights because I need my mind to be clear. And working out is oh my goodness, it's really, really amazing. It's really great.
And that is so true that when we work out, there are endorphins, there are chemicals in our body that just start flowing. And however bad or angry or sad you felt before you started exercising, the exercise doesn't make those feelings worse, it makes them better.
Right.
So I love that. For me, fitness is a lifeline. It's an outlet. It's a way to elevate my mood. It's a way to change my own personal internal state. Oh, and also a way to get stronger. Oh, I love that. So let's see if we've got, let's see, a few last questions. Where what music do you sing? Do you sing K-pop? Do you sing Disney? What do you?
Oh, I
But
actually
we can't sing here because of copyright, but
yeah, yeah, yeah. I sing a little bit of everything on my channel. I don't think I have everything. Mostly pop songs, probably. I think a couple Korean songs,
mm.
ballads mostly. But
Ah,
yeah, I love all music. I listen to Indian music. I listen to hip hop, R&B, jazz, Christian music. Yeah, I listen to different languages, French and stuff, because actually my previous major was music as a vocalist. I'm classically
oh,
trained. So I sang music in French, German, Italian, and Catalan, and yeah, in English, of
oh
course. So
my. Okay,
yeah,
so
so
it wasn't just general music, it was specifically vocal music. Okay, so
yes, vocal
you
music. Yeah.
I just the more I learn about you, dear, the more I want to know. I like so
Sorry, I don't
yeah.
know if you can hear that. My daughter
Oh,
is
we got
doing
somebody.
something.
So let's see. So someone said, Layla said, Lee and Ren, I really enjoyed this live stream. Hope I can meet Ren again. Have to go. Goodbye. Goodbye, dear. And let's see. Let's see. Any last ones? I want to see everyday life in Korea. I wish you'd make a video about this. So I'm going to do some more videos myself, but we definitely have a lot of videos on Ren's channel. So everyone to finish out, please check out Ren's stuff at Musical Soul for her YouTube, and also check out her Insta Renderella06. And for everyone following along, you can check out my Insta. This is fit_Leigh. So today we're talking about fitness life of our gorgeous friend Ren, who's expat influencer and busy mom in Seoul. So we're just so glad to have had you, Ren. Thank you for being on here and talking with me. All right,
Okay.
everyone, we're gonna say goodbye, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.